welcome. I trust everyone is very well and is benefiting from my videos. I would be most grateful for comments and, if you have any questions, just put them in the comments section and I will answer these in future videos. So, for those that don't know me yet, my name is Charlie Gregg. I'm the spiritual teacher at Who Am I? And today we are going to talk about purpose. Now, purpose is probably the question that I get asked most. When we're on the wrong track, we get really stuck and we end up ending up on this sort of repeated wheel. So, from my own experience, I was on the wrong path. Now, I'm a master soul. I'm a 22 a master builder. So, I understand fully why the universe got me to develop property for 30 years. It helped me process everything in baby steps, helped me put strong foundations, because you can't put a roof on a house until you've put the foundations in. And I certified as a soul plan reader in 2017, and for me, it's the most amazing tool to establish purpose because it sets out very clearly what your challenges are, what your talents are, and what your goals are, both worldly and spiritually. And it's kind of you go around sort of like the six-pointed star, and you have to go through all of these different challenges to do the shadow work, really, to be able to progress to the next area of the star. So it's a bit difficult to see here, but this is what I mean. We go through all of these different stages to end up at our soul destiny. So I offer this service through my website. You can either have an emailed version. This is 7 pages of information about you, and this is based on the phonetical vibration of your birth name. So this is very unique to you. Normal numerology, um, they're both numerology, but normal numerology is based on your birth date, which is much more generic. It's a bit more like sort of horoscopes. And for me, this absolutely changed everything because if I'd have carried on the path of being a property developer, I wouldn't be doing this spiritual work. And my soul plan was so clear. I think it said to be a profound spiritual teacher to teachers of this world and not yet, because I'm able to articulate spiritual concepts in an easy and understandable way. So I've kind of used this as my guide going forward. And if you want to have a one-to-one reading with me, either in person or online, I prepare this document, handwritten, so much information, and we go through all of these steps, and it helps unlock all of the things that you're going through and to help you really focus on what your worldly goals are, because when you know where you're going, it just makes life so much easier. So both systems are included in my lesson 4 of my online program, where I go fully into depth about this and explain everything in great detail. Yeah, it might be good for me to upload that lesson just as a preview, which I'll do to save repeating everything again, because I've already professionally recorded this. And you can do your own soul plan by buying the soul plan book, which is by Blue Marsden, and calculate it yourself. It's a little bit confusing and takes some time, so it depends how dedicated you are, but I'm here to help if that is the case. So there are a few things that you can also ask yourself to establish what your purpose is. And I guess the first one is, if money was no object, what would I do in life? Now, we get so wrapped up in in monetary issues. And spirituality is nothing about money, really. In fact, the more spiritual you get, the more money you save. You don't go out drinking and buying expensive designer wear and wasting money, really, because everything scales back. You live totally in the moment. You're grateful for what you have. So actually, it does save you money, which is really good in these difficult times. So soul plan is Gemantra, Hebrew ancient numerology, and um, in ancient times they were much more in tune with astrology, where the planet positions are, and about vibration. You know, everything in the universe has vibration. We vibrate as physical beings, and numbers are they're the foundation of the universe, and it's absolutely fascinating how much information is derived from your birth name, because your birth name is chosen by you before you come. Now, your parents will say, "Oh, I chose it, I chose it," but we're all connected. Everything is quantum. So you will have fed this information. Your parents will have designed as they think your birth name, but the secret is held in the vibration of all of these letters, which are assigned a numerical value. So I wish this was available really for children at school, because I know when I was growing up, I went to see a career counsellor. We're talking quite a long time ago, and the only things that were really recommended to me were things that were going to be stable professions. But not all of us are supposed to be doctors or lawyers or things that are going to give us financial stability. And when we're on the wrong track, uh, we get stuck and we don't enjoy what we're doing. If you are here to be a gardener and you're supposed to be in nature working with Gaia, you'll have a four in your chart, a lot of fours. Um, there is absolutely no point you investing all this money going to lawyer school to become a lawyer, which isn't going to suit your purpose of why you're here. So I would really highly recommend, if you're feeling a bit stuck, or you finished a profession, or you've lost your job, you don't know where to start, even if you're older like I was, this absolutely put me right on track. And more than that, there is kind of there's a cycle. Numerology works in 9-year cycles, and it really helps you to understand when is the best time to start things, when will you imagine they're going to flower and bloom, and when is the end of a cycle. So, for example, 2021 is a 5-year, and this is all about freedom and discipline. So, this year has been very much about that. People are waking up and realizing that we have been controlled and programmed, and people are beginning to find wanting new freedom. And discipline is about spiritual practice. We are all supposed to be going inwards to find out who we are, and to leave all of these fear-based emotions to the side, to come more into our fully fledged spiritual self. So this this lesson on my online program is just amazing, and anyone who's had their soul plan done with me, if there's anyone watching this video, put some comments in underneath to let people know your experience. It's just life changing, and it just saves you so much aggro and time. So next year is going to be a 6-year. So I explained this in the lesson, but if you imagine a year 1 is dark and lonely and hard, and year 2 you've got sprouts coming, and they grow and they grow, and then year 5 that we're in now is kind of like the flowers are beginning to bloom. Next year is about full blooming. So it's about creativity and cooperation next year. So people will be becoming more creative. They will be connecting more to their higher self through Right Brain, which is all about lesson 2, episode 2 that we made. Um, and it shows me that people are going to start coming together rather than being so divided, and start working in cooperation with love and harmony, and cooperation. So it helps me kind of see where we're going in this pandemic. The 9 year would arrive on 2025, which is the end of this current cycle that we're in. So for me, I'm predicting, what do I know? I'm only a spiritual teacher, but it feels right to me that we will come to some kind of close. Maybe we will be upgraded enough to start graduating. Of course, we're all unique and different, but 2025 for me sounds as though it's going to be a year where there's going to be a huge amount of change. And who knows, our date calendar may even change and go back to a new date from there, instead of carrying on the where we are, because everything, when it's broken down, is going to change. We are never ever going to go back to where we were. And knowing what we all are beginning to learn now, no one wants to. We want to be sovereign beings. We want to be free. We want to evolve spiritually, to receive our superpowers. We've worked for thousands of lifetimes to get to this point. So, yeah, we'll see if I'm right about that. It's going to be documented on YouTube now, so let's see. And 2030 is another big date that everyone is talking about, because this is the end of the precession of the equinox, the 36-year period that we have been going through, which is all in the first episode that I filmed. So if you haven't seen that, go back, because it's amazing. It helps you understand where we are. So yes, if you are interested in getting your soul plan done, please let me know. And if not, buy the soul plan book by Blue Marsden, muddle your way through it. And it does give you, I think, a couple of opportunities at the beginning to be able to put your details in, so it's calculated for you. So there are many ways that you can do it depending on what your budget and finance is. So when you find purpose, you get into flow. You remember who you are. You find the profession. I don't know why I'm struggling with that word so much today. You know when you're doing the right thing. Things get easier. You enjoy what you're doing. It's not so much about money. It's about service, a life of service. Now, there are 3 stages of service, and we have free will, and there is no right and wrong, because when we get to a higher frequency, everything works in circles. It doesn't matter. It's all an experiment. It's all a learning process. But we can either be of service to self, which is all about the ego. We're still learning about the material world and just want to hold everything in for ourselves and not share and cooperate with others. And then there is service to others. So anything, receptionist, hairdresser, teacher, whatever you're doing, bin man, whatever it is, this is serving. You're serving the community, you're serving others. And then there is the 3rd stage, which is service to the divine. And I guess as a spiritual teacher, this is where I sit. Now, it doesn't matter that none of them are better than others. No souls are better than others. We're all the same. We all come from the same source. We are all one. And we are just carrying out our experience in a slightly different way to contribute to the collective consciousness of one. So I hope today that lesson has helped a little bit. I will upload the full episode for my online program, which talks you through this in much more detail. And if you have any comments or you want to get your chart done, please just get in contact. And I hope everyone is getting ready and excited for Christmas. Don't worry about any of the stories that are going on out there. It's all about family and coming together and getting ready for next year, where I feel the energy is going to be um, much easier to navigate. But we must start coming together rather than being so isolated and divided, irrespective of what your views are. This is the making of the new world. So I will upload my lesson to be part of this week's video content, and then I will see you in a week's time to. Can't remember what I've decided to do for that lesson. It'll be a surprise. But anyway, it's been a pleasure again to talk to you and help you a little bit this week. And if you have any comments or questions, please let me know. So until then, love and light.